Welcome to practice. We're going to begin today sitting and have a blanket so you can sit your hips just a little higher than the floor and put your legs so they're comfortable. And sitting as tall as you can and relaxing your shoulders. Take your left ear to your left shoulder and we're going to let it sit there. Just noticing where you feel that stretch. Gently back to center and then right ear, right shoulder. We'll hold that. Finding your breath, letting the stretch be a little more and a little more. Good. And then back up to center and a nice deep shoulder roll. Great. Bring your hands to your belly. So sitting tall and feeling that your neck is nice and relaxed on your spine. And taking some deep breaths now. Lengthen the breath and feel the texture of the breath in your throat. Your drier breath, you might even be able to hear it. Good, and we're going to go from side to side, sort of a banana bend in the spine. Inhaling and come up, and exhaling and to the other side. And you can start off with the movement feeling like it's a subtle one, and then it might feel good to reach further or bend further. And let's follow that Ujjayi breath to exhaling to bend down and squeezing the belly and inhaling to come up and exhaling and relaxing the belly to come to the side. We're going to add the arms in now. So, for example, if you're leaning over to the right, put your right hand down and your left arm by your left ear. You're still inhaling to come back up, squeezing the belly. As you exhale, reaching and letting the belly relax. Side to side. Nice work. Back up to center, and this time the rib cage makes a circle around the pelvis. Feeling each movement between the bones of the spine. And the other direction. Nice work. And then we're going to take a kneeling position. If kneeling doesn't work for you, then you're going to sit with your legs straight out in front. Kneel up onto enough support so that your knees are in no pain. A little bit of stretch maybe in your quadriceps. The feet are underneath your hips and try to get your toes to go straight back so your feet are parallel. Great. Otherwise, sitting with your legs out in front. And again, sitting tall and just checking in. Does your neck really feel relaxed? Shoulders relaxed? But the core body lifting and holding the spine. Good. Interlock your hands and press your palms out in front. And then we'll start to take the arms up and explore how your shoulders and your neck are feeling. And keep making space there. So making the space between the shoulder blades broad, between the neck and the shoulders broad. And reaching the small fingers back as far as you can, the index fingers up as far as you can, arms as straight as you can. Your neck is still relaxed, just nicely balanced on your spine. Good. And then we'll release that interlock of the fingers and swap them over. So the other index finger is on top. Pressing out through the palm, arms as straight as you can. And really explore where your movement and your resistance is as you start to take your palms up. We want to make as much space in the shoulders as you can, around the neck. Pressing through your index fingers, reaching the small fingers back, lengthening the sides of the waist, and breathing. Good. And then we're going to release. Nice work. Take the blanket out and tuck the toes under. So if your legs are out in front, just come into an all fours position. And we're going to practice our movement of taking the hips to the heels. And you can do that with your hands on the floor in front of your knees, or you might be able to sit up. See how your feet feel. Oh. So spine is nice and long, shoulders are relaxed, and we can feel that flow of your Jaya breath. Good. We're going to try and lift the knees off the floor, and you might have to put your hands on the floor to help you make that movement, and just lifting up and down a little, or lifting up without using your hands, being in a squat, but then kneeling back down. A couple more times. And then we're all going to come up to standing. So if you've got into your squat, press your heels down and standing up. Great. Feet under the hips. We're going to take the arms out from the shoulders, turn the palms up. Little circles where we reach the thumbs back as far as you can. Feeling the Ujjayi breath. Lift powerfully the front of your legs, quadriceps, front of the hips. Try to reach your thumbs into the back of that movement, relaxing your neck. Nice. Turn the palms down and take the circles in the other direction, but still reach the little fingers to the back of that movement. Neck relaxed. Good. Relax your arms beside you and then turn the upper arms out and palms in. Tadasana. Great. Make sure you can feel that lift in the front of your legs and the lower back lengthening. Standing tall and taking up space. enjoying the flow of breath. Great. We're going to do our side bending again, and just a banana shape is fine in the spine. And notice the work of your core body when you lift up. So we're exhaling to the side. Inhaling when you come up and really squeezing in the tummy. A little counterintuitive. Inhaling, squeezing the tummy, but exhaling to relax to the side. Could even let the ear go to the shoulder. Good, really squeezing belly, but inhaling to come up. Exhaling and relaxing. Even ear to the shoulder. Good. Keep going side to side. And then we're going to start adding in the arms as well. So you can reach one arm down your leg and your other arm by your ear. Really feel that work of the core. Nice. And then come up. All right. We're going to lean over to the right side. You're going to lean as far as you can. Good. And then we're going to just try the hands next to the ears first, and then start to spread the arms out straight and see if your core can hold your spine comfortably. So we want to lift the front core, but also you'll feel the side core of the body engaging and holding. And we're going to lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Good. And then coming up to center. Just bring the hands back to the heart to begin. So we bend over as far as feels good to the left side and feel stable in your core body. You want your back to feel like it's supported, even though you're doing something awkward here. Good. And start off with the hands at the ears. And as they stretch your arms out straight, it gets heavier. So just to where your back is comfortable. Nice work. And then back up to center. Beautiful. We're going to stretch that out by taking a forward bend. So make your back bend shape. Just have your hands at your hips, reminding us that we just fold the front of the hips and hands onto the legs, either the thighs or the shins. But see if you can bring the bones of your spine a little further forward. We're trying to stretch the legs here, not the spine. It doesn't matter how far you go, but finding that stretch in your legs and the ease in your spine and breathing. Good. And then walk your hands over to the left leg or the floor, even if you reach that far, and reach the torso in that direction, really stretching your right side of your waist and your ribs. Good. And then back to center. Walk your hands over to the right leg and really stretch your left ribs and your left waist. Very nice. And back to center. Bend your legs, ease the bones of your spine forward a little further, and then try to straighten your legs again. Connecting to your Ujjayi breath. Good. And then bend your knees and inhale. And we're going to roll all the way up and take the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. And then Tadasana. Nice work. Let's step the feet out. You can jump or stamp, however you feel like moving, to a little bit wider. Your feet are a little bit wider than your leg is long. And we're going to turn the toes out. And bend your knees. So toes out, bend your knees, lift the pelvic floor, lift the abdomen, the front core of the body. And then we're going to sway the torso from side to side again. And you try to keep your hips low, but keep lifting the pelvic floor. We just get the hang of the movement. Good, really feeling that core support. Great. And then once you're used to that, we'll add in the arms. And here, you want to keep the core active the whole time. Back to center. Nice. We're still lifting pelvic floor, still really pressing the belly towards the spine. Trying not to lean the torso too far forward. You're trying to sit upright. Good. And then straightening one leg, bending the other. As low as your knees are happy to bend. Beautiful. Back to center. And straightening your legs. Turn your toes in and your heels out. We're going to remind ourselves that where we fold here is just the hip crease and not the spine. So we don't want to cave in this space for the abdomen or the chest. Looking up, feeling the back bend. We're going to bring the memory of the back bend forward. You can bend your knees. Bend your knees so that you can put your hands on the floor under your shoulders. And you really can still feel your back bend. You can feel where your body is bent or creased at your hip crease. Good, and then try to straighten your legs. Nice, so we still have our back bend. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quadriceps, the sit bones. Beautiful. Let's walk the hands over to the left. And you can reach for your foot or you can even just reach out on the floor. But what we really want to do is take the right hand as far as you can so the right ribs are stretching. You can even put your left hand on your right hand, anchor that down to the floor. And then lower your right shoulder blade towards the floor. Relax your neck. Lift your kneecaps. Press the outside edges of your feet. Lift the inner arches of the feet. And breathe. Very nice. Bend your knees. Come back to center. Make sure you've got your back bend again. Then straighten your legs. Good. And then walk your hands over towards your right foot or just out on the floor as far as you can with your left hand here. Press your palm into the floor. Put the right hand on the left hand so it's really anchored. And then we're going to lower the left shoulder blade towards the floor. Just resting your head on your arms so your neck is comfortable. Legs are lifting. So front of the legs are lifting, outside edges pressing down, inner ankle bones lifting, sit bones lifting, left ribs opening. Very nice. Walk your hands back to the center. Straighten your legs. Lift the front of the quadriceps. Lift your sit bones and walk your hands out as far as you can out in front. And bring the top of the head towards the floor. Mm. Mm. Good. And then we're going to bend the knees, walk the hands in and rolling up. Nice work. Step or jump or stand, however you like to move. back to Tadasana. Ooh. All right, we're going to turn the right foot out at 90 degrees. And this is our preparation for the half moon pose. And where we're going to work is that movement of balancing for a moment on the right foot and landing without falling. Okay, so we're just going to transfer our weight from foot to foot, feeling balanced. Nice work. Now you can have your hands at your heart while you do this, or even stretch them out from your shoulders so your arms are straight. We're going to try at the same time and angle your torso towards the long edge of the mat. Very nice. All right, and we'll swap to the second side. So turn your left foot out. You don't have to have your feet too far apart. In fact, you modify that to help you do this transition of weight without falling. All right, so start maybe with the hands at the heart or even on the belly and just finding your feet. That transfer of weight between your feet. So when you land, you have your balance. Nice, and we start to head our front torso to that long edge of the mat. And then you can try hands at your heart. Hands out, straight out from your shoulders or arms out straight. Finding your balance. How lovely. Great. And then we're going to come back to standing in Tadasana. All right, so we're going to try and hold a half moon pose now. And if you were going to struggle taking it to that next step, then repeat what we just did, that lovely transition of weight from foot to foot. Okay, otherwise, let's turn the right foot out so it's parallel to the edges of the mat. Finding your balance on your right foot. And you can keep your tiptoes near to the floor here if you need to for your balance. You'll notice you've got a nice straight line, we hope, through the spine and the leg. Good, and we're going to try and turn that left hip back. All right, and then you can feel whether it's going to work to take that leg up off the floor. And we want to hold our balance. Good, and you might be able to keep creasing at the right hip crease and taking the torso closer to the floor till you might even end up parallel. Beautiful. And then we're going to try and come back and land in that same way without even skipping a beat. Ooh, beautiful. We're going to do the second side. You can see I'm starting with my feet just a bit wider than hip width. It makes it easier to start. Turn the left foot out so it's parallel to the edges of the mat. And we've got the right tiptoes on the floor. And then you start off with this nice straight line through your spine and your back leg, your right leg. You can have your hands on your belly, at the heart, or reach your arms. All right. Try bending your left leg a little more if you're finding it difficult. And then see if you can lift your toes off the floor. Beautiful. Finding your core body. Good. The understanding in your left foot, your strong left leg. Nice work. And then you might be able to tip a little further until the torso starts heading parallel to the floor, even stretching out through your right leg, lifting that leg. Whoa. We would like to think we can land without losing your balance. Left leg's not as strong as the right leg, in my case. Standing with the feet under the hips. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, and Uttanasana. Bend your knees so that when you come into your Uttanasana, you can feel your back bend, even though you're reaching forward. Take your back bend as far forward as feels practical, and then hands to your legs or to the floor. And then try and straighten your legs without causing that stretch in the back. Just stretching legs. Sometimes it works to just tip your body weight forward a little bit more so that the stretch is in the legs rather than the back. Lovely. And then rolling up and up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. All right. We're going to do one more standing pose. Step or jump your feet out to your own leg length. And this is for Trikonasana. Turn your right foot out at 90 degrees. So I've been thinking about this, the whole core of the body, especially in these side bend movements. So we're going to bend to the side, but unlike the moving vinyasas we were doing, we have the spine all in a straight line. There's not a banana shape. So you take the spine as far as you can, but you keep that nice straight spine alignment with your back leg, left leg. Great. Now, reach as far as you can and slide your right hand down your right leg. Not so far that you tip your left hip forward. So roll the left hip back, but do reach as far as you're able to. In fact, if you put your left arm behind you here and try to reach your left hand towards your right hip, that's going to help you turn your heart upwards. Very nice. Now we're going to hold the core of the body really stable and take your right hand off your right leg. So if that's too strong on your back, then put your hand back on your leg. Otherwise, you're lifting your hand up, and we might even be able to lift that arm up by the right ear. And with that strong core, let's finish with Trikonasana. So right hand back down onto your leg, and left arm is going to go straight up. Beautiful. And then coming up. Nice work. Turn the feet back to the second side. Left leg parallel, or left foot, I should say, parallel to the edges of the mat. Right toe turns in a little, right toes. Strong legs. Good. Let's take the left hand on the left leg and start that journey of lengthening the spine out to the left. Trying not to make a banana shape here, although that kind of movement definitely has its place. But here we're nice and straight. So the alignment of the spine is one straight line, looking from the front. And we're sort of lining up with that back leg. Good. Now really do reach as far as you can, but don't compromise that opening of the chest. So If your chest starts to face down towards the floor, you've gone a little bit too far. Roll the right hip back. Good. Let's help the chest open by taking the right arm behind your back and try to reach across to your left thigh. Shining the heart upward and reaching the spine as far as you can. Good. Feeling strong in your legs and your core body, and test out taking your left hand off your left leg. And if it feels okay, try to bring that left arm by your left ear. Turning the heart towards belly. Beautiful. And then we're going to finish with Trikonasana. Left hand back down onto your left leg. Right arm lifts up. Shining the heart outward, shining the heart upward, breathing. Strong legs, strong core of the body as you lift up. Oh, yes. Very nice. Jump or step or wiggle your feet back to hip width parallel. And we're going to come to sitting. You might be practicing your sitting with minimal movements or without using your hands, but use your wisdom first. Sitting onto a blanket. For our Bharadvajasana, taking your feet over to your right side. You can put your legs more out in front if that's better for your knees. And we bring the legs so they're as tidy as you can make them. If you can, the front of your right foot in the sole of your left foot. And we're going to turn to the left so that feet are on the right. We turn away from the feet and lean back. And here we're going to find the stretch in the belly. We've been doing all this work of core awareness and strengthening. This is just where we need to stretch. Finding the breath. Slide your left hand in so that you're sitting tall. And still turning the belly and the rib. Finding the breath. Exploring your movement. Good. And then we'll release that side and changing side. And we're going to have the feet on the left, top of the right foot in the sole of the left foot, if that works for your knees. Otherwise, you can have your feet further out in front. We're going to lean back and turn the belly. Finding your breath, your movement here, just where it feels good to stretch. And then see if you can keep that stretch, but we'll slide the right hand in. We're going to sit up tall, but relax the shoulders, turning to the right. Beautiful work. Coming back to center. We're going to stretch the legs straight out in front. Bend in your left leg, and the knee is going to go towards the floor. And if it doesn't sit there, we can put a pillow underneath. We're going to swim the left arm towards the little toe side of the right foot and reach as far as you can, but then we're going to make that a movement. So left arm behind, and then reaching as far as you can to the little toe side of your right foot. Let's do a couple more of those, really opening the chest, the shoulder, trying to ease the bones of the spine forward. Great. And on your next one, you're going to take a hold of your leg or your foot, wherever the left hand reaches to. And use the hold to help you bring your left kidney forward. Left kidney forward. Your right hand can go wherever it makes sense, keeping your balance beside you or reaching out in front with the other hand. But we want to lengthen that area around the left kidney, left lower back. Breathing deeply. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up and stretch both legs out to straight and bending in your right leg and the right knee to the floor. And right arm reaching over to the little toe side of the leg. So swimming action. It'll be swimming season in no time. And the next one, take a hold, and you're going to try and find your stretch for your right kidney here. So easing that part of your body forward between your ribs and your pelvis. Good. Put your left hand where it makes sense. And breathing and reaching. Mm. Mm. Good. And then releasing that side and coming up. Just a simple cross-legged seat now, or whatever is comfortable for your legs. Sitting tall. Little twist to the left side. Following your breath. Finding your movement and your space and ease. Good, and then back to the center. And you can swap the cross of your legs and turning over or turning around to the right side now. Don't let some perception cloud the reality, and really try to follow the breath and find every part of space and movement in your body that you can. Following your breath. Lovely. And come back to the center. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.